last night's game too?
No, I
thought so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because did you hear about the guy at the headband? Anyways, I'll tell you after. I'll let you say in between. Funny story. He thinks it's still you. But I'm scared of him. I didn't do anything about it. I just started after.
Second period action about to start. The Wolves bench fired up. Here's Miller on the draw to open the second period. Scramble draw picked up by Strauss. An early penalty coming to Elgin. Strauss was tripped up as he had to jump on his man. And the Wolves will go to a power play on fresh ice here. 5 seconds into the second period. Matsos to the box as he got his stick wrapped up in Strauss's feet. So Maltby, Strauss, and Dilgy up front with Meyer and Kral on the backside. Ooh, referee faked everybody out there. Draw comes behind the net. Elgin controls. They'll rip it down the ice. Harmon leaves that for Kral. Kral waits for the breakout to set up here. He'll come up through center. Elgin like to work off the flanks here. Here's Dilgy. He'll work it down low into the corner. He'll spin off a defender there up to Kral. Kral walks to the middle to Strauss. Back to the middle. Now to Strauss on the right side. A low shot. It's kicked aside by Lane. Maltby moves it back to Kral now. Kral with a shot as Dilgy protects the front of the net. Dilgy right in front of Lane. That's what we got to do. Get in his face. Good job there as Kral ripped that shot through the screen. Hey, listeners, the Wolves power play sponsored by Braemad Contracting out of Cambridge. Braemad Contracting can take care of all your contracting needs. Give them a call. Tell them you watch Wolves hockey on Miller's YouTube channel. Here's Baker at the blue line. He'll push it down to Luxton. No, intercepted by Elgin, and they'll fire it down the ice. Here's Baker up through center. A pass to Luxton, intercepted by Elgin. Back down the ice it goes. Harmon will leave that for Newton. Newton will start the breakout here. Elgin watch the two flanks. Waterloo clearly trying something a little different as well as they're crisscrossing through center. McMillan tries to clear that out, but it's intercepted by Kiriakou. Up the wall to Baker. Baker to Miller on the right side. Back to Baker in the middle. He'll work a shot in. Blocker aside by Lane. Rebound is out. Miller and Newton collapse on that. Out to Kiriakou. He's bumped. And that's outside the zone as Newton collects the loose puck. He spins over to Miller. Miller gets the feet going down the wall. He takes a bump, loses the handle, but Kiriakou stops it up. Again to Miller, now to Baker in the middle. Baker works it down the wall to Luxton. Aggressive kill here from Elgin. A good job for them to clear that puck down. They're aggressive on the kill. Waterloo's got to pass the puck quickly. Now another whistle. What do we have here? A trip against Luxton. Oh, man. So the man who intercepted that puck did fall and chip the puck out of the zone as he was on the ice, and that ref must have called Luxton for a trip there. I didn't really see it, but... So Elgin killed the penalty, 17:52 to go here, and Elgin will take a try on the power play. Fast and Hill up front on the kill. Reel and Wilhelm. A little bit of delay with the penalty clock here. The timekeeper just gets that on the board now. Here we go. Fast on the draw. Elgin win that back. Ackerman will hold the puck in. He'll go D to D. Wakoyak, a low shot tipped. Oh, they score! Ackerman was all alone in front of the net. Nobody found him. He tipped the shot on goal and collected the rebound. Waterloo didn't find him alone in front of the net, and that puck is behind Harmon. So 1-0 lead for Elgin here, 17:43 to go in the second period. They capitalize on the power play. Here's Fast, he'll draw that back to Reel. Reel up the wall to Hill, a little touch pass to Fast. He tries to chip it in the zone, but it's clipped out by Elgin. Waterloo have to tag up on the offside, so Elgin will hold the puck behind their net. Now the breakout. Passes off the skate of Brimmel. Pettipies, and it's back in the Elgin zone. Lane, he'll throw that around the wall. Slot stops it up, a little soft pass, and they're away through center. Loose puck in front as it slides in behind the goal line. A centering attempt knocked away. Now a pass to the slot. Good stick by Fast. Long shot blocked by Reel. Another long shot is wide and behind the net. Pettipies collects that puck out to Bine at the point. Bine with a shot off a stick into the corner. Back to Bine at the point. Another shot attempt off a stick as Hill blocks that shot. It's up into the netting. Good job by Hill there. He's blocked a bunch of shots this series. New group for the Wolves. Miller, Meyer, Hammer up front. Haywood and Crawl on the back end. Here's Miller. He'll win the draw to Crawl. Now Elgin control in the referee's skates. Up the wall to Bine. A low shot in front. Good job to seal the man there. Loose puck. Miller collects that out of the pile. A good job by the Wolves defenseman to keep the Elgin sticks off the ice. Here's a little chip pass, but it's too far ahead of Hammer. Bine will swing it around and Crawl seals down, but a loose puck. Elgin away on a 2-on-1. Elgin into the middle. Passes intercepted there by Meyer. Nice job. McGregor will throw that down low in the far corner. Elgin work out of the corner. Fire it back behind as Hammer knocked his man onto the bench. Miller behind the net. He stops. Now under pressure moves it to Haywood. He'll go behind to Crawl. Crawl with a long pass through center. Touched by Hammer, but no icing as they say he was close enough to the red line. Wolves work a change here. Miller on the forward check. Reverses his man behind the net. Now they'll go long pass through center. That's going to go for icing. No, they wave it off. Baker was behind the goal line, but Elgin won the race to the puck as the puck rimmed all the way around. I've seen that play called both ways as well. Interesting. Baker won the race to the goal line, but not necessarily the puck. Here's Dilgy up the right wall. His pass attempt knocked away. Here's Kiriakou following up. He'll work down the left side toward the net. He'll bring it around. Pass to Dilgy. A one-time attempt just thwarted there by an Elgin defender. Nice job. Here's Baker to Strauss. Strauss down low to Newton. That puck stuck away by McMillan. He'll swing it around the wall. Kiriakou seals it in. Shot toward the goal, goes wide in the corner. Elgin off the wall, they'll bring it through center. Here's Payne. Payne down the right wall, tries to beat Baker, but Baker clips the puck into the corner. Kiriakou seals his man away from the net. Now Baker collects a loose puck. Long pass up. Maltby couldn't catch that. No icing, they say. Maltby races in, and Lane will throw that around. Strauss has that on the wall. Little move in the slot. He just loses the handle there as Baker walks the blue line. He'll chip it in. Strauss tries to get to it. Now Maltby behind the net. Good job there. Fires it in toward the front of the net. Lane kicked that back into the corner. Good step up by Reel. Here's a turnover. Oh, a loose puck. Couldn't get to Strauss. Now Elgin first down the ice. Jacobs has the puck behind the net. He works it into the front of the net. They score! Oh, no! Harmon didn't know where the puck was. He slid back to his right as the puck came across the crease. And Matsos had an empty net to fire it in. Tough bounce there for the Wolves. Tough goal there. Luxton plays this to Rio. Waterloo got to get a goal. Need the next one for sure. Here's a bouncing puck out to the Wolves' blue line. Wilhelm retreats. His clearing attempt picked off. Into the corner it goes. That slot in behind the net. He'll work against Wilhelm. Now up the wall. Pass to the point. Thrown all the way out of the zone. McGregor will stop up behind his net. He works it up the wall, but too far ahead as Wilhelm picks that off. He's across the blue line, down the wall. He's thrown to the ice with a cross check. Fast absorbs a hit as Bine collects a loose puck. He'll swing it all the way back around, crawl down the wall to seal that off. Now Luxton throws it in behind the net. McGregor throws it up the wall, but Luxton tries to intercept. No. Elgin will throw it all the way down the ice. No icing here as that was touched. Fast will collect a loose puck on the wall. He'll flip it high through center. Pomeranski collects for Elgin. Elgin's player blows it tired. Are they going to call us tripping again for that? Here we go. Elgin with a shot. A good block there by Kroll. Elgin work up off the half wall. Down in front of. Puck is deflected there. Wide. Now a chance in front. Held in by Elgin. Shot from the point, blocked in front. Loose puck, Elgin collect. They're first to the puck here in the last couple of minutes as Waterloo got to get their feet moving. Pomeranski back to the middle. Long shot, tipped just wide. Clearing attempt to the slot, clipped away by Harmon. Now Kroll with the puck. He'll break it through center. His pass attempt kicked away by an Elgin defender. Gowden Jones on it. He absorbs a body as he chips it into the zone. Now it's back out to center. And that clearing attempt into the Waterloo bench. .12:10 to go in the second period. Elgin with 2 goals here in the second. They lead 2-0. Miller on the draw. Comes back to Elgin. They throw it through center to Haywood. He'll go on the wall to Miller. He chips it into the Elgin zone. Elgin working behind the net. Good forecheck from Meyer. He tried to center but lost the handle. Elgin break away. That clearing pass through the middle. Picked up by Powell. Powell's over the line. He stops up on the hash. Nice move there, but the puck's chipped away from him as Hammer's away. Hammer will throw that into the far corner. Meyer in on his man. They swing for a loose puck, and Elgin will throw it out through center. This is going to go for icing. Haywood retreats, and there's the whistle. Miller on the draw to goalie right. He brings it back. Hammer to Kiriakou. Kiriakou walks to the middle. A shot is blocked in front into the corner. Meyer throws it behind the net where Miller collects. He tries to pivot from behind the net. Circles off a checker. Slides it to Hammer, but it's intercepted and out of the zone it comes. Baker retreats into his own zone. Long pass back to Meyer. He knifes it toward the line. Now into the zone. Meyer in on it. Here's a loose puck collected by Miller. Tries to work it to the front of the net, but can't. Chipped aside by Powell. His clearing attempt is out to center as Meyer leveled his man on the half wall. Baker spins off a hit. Long pass to Hammer. Hammer, a long shot on goal. That's caught by Lane and held for a face-off. Good prize here? Yeah. Newton, Strauss, and Dilgey over the wall for Waterloo. Newton on the draw, wins it off the referee's foot and back into the corner as Elgin circle their net. McGregor breaks out through center. He rifles it into the Waterloo zone and Harmon will hold that. Now a little bit, maybe a high stick there. Real might have got his stick up a little bit on McGregor. McGregor's not happy about that, but no call. Here's Newton on the draw. Newton wins that into the corner. Real retreats. He tries to push it, intercepted as Elgin tried to center it. Loose puck collected by Real. He rifles it the length of the ice, right on goal. Lane will stop that up and hold for the face-off as Strauss was bearing down on him. And 33 to go in the second period. 2-0 Elgin. Here's the draw by Newton. He pushes it to Strauss on the wall. Can't control it. Now down in the corner. Bouncing puck there as Elgin swinging around the near wall. Dilgy and Real collapse. Elgin chip it up the wall. Nice job by Newton to keep that in. Now a loose puck to McGregor. He fans on it. Dilgy races in. He collects a loose puck. Throws it behind to Strauss. Strauss bodies his man off the puck. Brings it to the slot. Oh, and that hit Lane's stick. It went up in the air, but behind the net is Dilgy wrestles his man to the ice. Here's Elgin away, 2-on-3. They'll swing it in behind the net. Harmon will fire it behind, but Jacobs is the first on the puck. His clearing pass, centering pass doesn't connect. Now a nice move by Graham to break through the man's legs. Wilhelm collapsing. It comes to Jacobs behind the net. Centering attempt. Knocked away by Newton. Right to Jacobs again. He loses the handle. Matsos works in the corner. He's pinned on the wall by Real. Jacobs will throw it up the left wall. Across to Pomeranski. A low shot is steered aside by Harmon. Elgin applying some pressure here. Good steal by Strauss. Long flip through center toward Dilgy. The bouncing puck in, and McMillan clears that out. Puck is at the blue line in the skates of Newton. He can't find it. Now Maltby pushes it toward the Elgin zone. They cleared out as Graham circles through center. He'll bring it up the right wall. Inside out move. Nice job by Wilhelm to hold him up. He'll go up the wall to Strauss. Comes to the blue line. A shot on goal. Tipped in front. Good stop by Harmon. Now a one-time slap shot. And that same net off its moorings at this end of the ice. Elgin definitely coming out a little stronger here in the second period. Wolves got to get some momentum back here. Fast, Maltby and Luxton up front. Crawl and Haywood. Fast out of the draw. Now Maltby. It's won by Elgin. Quick shot just wide. All the way out of the zone and down the ice. Elgin go D to D. They'll work it up. Long pass through center right to Crawl. He kicks it back up. Fast on the puck. But it comes back to Crawl. Now to Luxton. He tries to chip it in but can't. Now does, and it hits fast in the zone for an offside. .8:29 to go in the second period. Face-off comes to Crawl. He flips it in on goal. A bouncing puck that Lane lets hit. Just clears it into the corner. Now a race for the puck as Crawl and Pettipiece work back for it. Crawl gets it to Haywood. Haywood chips it into the corner nicely. Now Haywood collects off the side of the net. His pass attempt almost to an Elgin player as it comes down the ice. Maltby bangs his man into the corner as Ackerman throws it around. Now a hit from Fast knocks his man to the ice. Puck sealed on the wall as Maltby, Luxton, and Fast work away. Loose puck there that collected by the Elgin defender. He'll come around his net. Circle it out the wall to Pettipiece. He cuts up through the middle. His pass attempt off a stick to Kiriakou. Kiriakou to Crawl. Nice job by Crawl to circle out of the zone. He comes across the line. Oh, a little clearing attempt through the defenseman's legs. Hit a skate. Kiriakou circles his net. He's under watch from Elgin. Little soft play. Get it out, boys. There it is. Gowden Jones throws it into the Elgin zone. He's on the forecheck. Nice job by Gowden Jones. 1-on-2. Now Elgin swing it all the way around. Sealed off by Kiriakou. Elgin try to flip it out. Now a man's loose. Get back. 2-on-1, 2-on-2 perhaps. Here's the pass attempt, clipped aside by Baker nicely. Good stick there. Here's Gowden Jones down the left wall. He works around a defender but loses the handle as Rimmel picks that up. Miller chips that away. Loose puck that Baker picks up. Baker, a backhand pass to Hill. Hill through center all the way across to Miller. He'll take it over the line. Cycle it in behind the net as he was under pressure. Lane swings it around. Hill on the forecheck, but a good job by Elgin to chip that to the middle. Myatt will throw that in deep. All the way around to his forechecking winger. Edmondson's in on the left wall. Puck held in the skates there as Miller and Hammer bring it out to Baker. Baker looks for an outlet. His pass picked off. Payne through the right side. A low shot wide up to the left point. Long shot from the point. Checked away by Baker with his skate. Baker throws it off the glass there to Hill on the wall. Nice job. Oh, Hill's knocked to the ice there. Now Miller blocks a clearing attempt. Back into the Waterloo zone it goes as Hill, Reel drops back to hold it behind the net. Reel to Hill. Hill works it up to Hammer. Hammer loses the handle and Payne will spin that back into the Waterloo zone. 5:46 to go. Here's Baker. He'll circle behind his own net under pressure. He loses it. Elgin have the puck behind the net. They'll walk out, pass to the left point. Long shot, tipped aside and into the corner. Here's Baker. Again, Baker loses the puck. Payne steals it. 2-on-1 here. A high shot by Payne off the side of the net. He was trying to go short side. Now Baker collects on the half wall. He's got some room as Elgin make a change. His pass attempt. Meyer's onside. Meyer breaks down the left wall. A little spinning pass, but it's picked off by Graham. He'll throw it out to center where Reel collects. Reel spins it into the neutral zone. Now Wilhelm. He'll gather a loose puck, but Elgin collect. Little ping pong action to Reel. Reel spins off a defender. Throws it through the middle of the ice, picked off by Jacobs. Jacobs works down the left side. Good stick by Newton to steal the puck. Newton through center to Dilgy on the right wall, a little bit behind him. Elgin will throw that out. Now Wilhelm has it at center. He'll work it into the zone. Held up by Lane. Lane will swing it off the wall to Matzos. He can't control the loose puck. It's down the ice. This should be an icing. No, doesn't make the goal line as Wilhelm collects. He'll throw it to Crawl. Crawl with a long pass to Meyer. He chips it into the Waterloo Elgin zone. Waterloo look for a change there. Elgin with speed. Ackerman away through center. Nice move to beat his man. He'll throw it in behind the net. All the way around as Wilhelm takes the loose puck. Wilhelm up the wall to Strauss. Now out to Koyak at center. He throws it into Reel, collects the loose puck. Soft pass to Wilhelm. He knifes it up to Strauss. Well, Elgin intercept and throw it to the far wall. Into the slot. Here's a pass to the front. He scores! Nice pass into the slot and a one-timer. Makes it 3-0 Elgin. Goaltending change for the Wolves as Schaus makes his way to the net. And just like the other two games in this arena, Elgin jump out to a 3-goal lead as they have in every game at home this series. Here's Fast on the draw. Dilgy fights his man and Haywood chips it back to Wilhelm. Wilhelm up the wall to Strauss. He tries to throw it in, but it's blocked. Strauss again tries to get it in, but he's collapsed on by Elgin players. Good support there from Elgin. They seem to be all over the puck here in the second period. Here's Pettipiece. His clearing attempt puts his men offside, so Haywood will collect a loose puck on the tag up. He'll go behind the net to Wilhelm. Wilhelm, a long pass through center. Strauss chips it up. Dilgy tries to collect a bouncing puck, but can't. Now Haywood throws it in. That's onside. Lane will leave that for his D-man. McGregor will work up through center. His pass over and out of Pettipiece on the near wall. He'll go down a nice pass attempt off the skate of Wilhelm. Pettipiece catches a loose puck. Dives for it, but it's up to the blue line. Can we get it out? Here we go. Haywood has a loose puck to Strauss. Strauss across the line. Tries to work around the defender. Now he does. He has the puck behind the net. Walks out, up to the wall. Here's Baker at the blue line. A long shot tipped in front. Doesn't make it to the net. Kiriakou, a backhand, is cut off by McGregor. He throws it through center. Oh, a great stick by Baker to pick that off the hop. Wow, otherwise Elgin had a breakaway. Here's Maltby. He cuts to the net. Nice play, a good stop by Lane as Maltby drove the front of the net nicely, almost tucked it in on the backhand. Kiriakou under pressure. He circles behind his net, takes a bump there, loose puck. He can't get to it. Again, Elgin win these races to the puck. Here's a shot up into the netting. Waterloo D-men maybe need to get rid of that puck a little bit sooner. Kiriakou and Edmondson have some words, a little bit of pushing and shoving. Maybe that was Brimmel. Looks like they're going to take at least one of them, probably both of them, I imagine. The referee is only pointing toward Elgin, but I see Kiriakou being ushered to the penalty box. Yes, so coincidental minors, I think, here for roughing. It's the right call. Cross-checking and roughing the call. Five-on-five hockey, coincidental minors. Here's Miller on the draw. Elgin win that back to the left point. Shot attempt is blocked. Baker will throw that up the far wall here to Luxton. Luxton absorbs a hit on the wall. Kroll knifes it back up the wall. Comes to Pomeranski at the point. He'll go D to D. Pass attempt is cut off by Luxton. Now Miller circles out of his zone. He's got speed down the left wall. Miller walks down and drop pass to Luxton. Luxton couldn't get a shot away as he was under pressure. Now works it back down to Maltby. Maltby out of the corner. He's cross-checked from behind. How's that not a call as he took a stick right in the numbers? Unbelievable. Now Miller tries to knock his man off the puck. Miller takes a slash. That's going to draw a penalty. The referee, the trailing referee, saw that slash right in the back of the leg, and Ackerman's going to go for two. Miller did cross-check his man on the wall. Ackerman followed up. Didn't like that cross-check on his teammate, and he gave Miller a two-hander in the back of the leg, and that's the one the referee saw. So with 1:18 to go in the second period, the Wolves will take a power play. Gotta get a goal here, I think. Get some momentum back in this game as Elgin have played a tight second period here with 3 goals. They have been all over us. Here's Newton on the draw. Newton just couldn't get that puck as it came just behind him. Elgin will take it and clear it the length of the ice. Newton won the draw, but it didn't come back very far, and he just couldn't get to the loose puck as Elgin collected it. Here's Baker. Baker up the middle. The flanks will take 2 defenders with him as Baker has the open ice, works it into the zone. He takes a little bump there. Now throws it wide. Can Miller catch it? No! Here's Elgin on a breakaway. Payne down the left side. All the way in on goal with a deke. A great save by Schaus. What a play! Great save by Schaus there. Here's Wilhelm. He'll drop it back to Newton, slow things down. Baker tried to swing it all the way around to the point, but Miller had collapsed, and he couldn't catch the puck as it came out of the zone. Payne opened up on a breakaway. Now to Miller, down to Newton. He'll leave it on for Miller again. Back up to Newton in the middle. The bouncing puck over his stick. Nothing going here yet for Waterloo. Baker will play it up to Luxton. He'll cross the line. His pass to Wilhelm. Offside on the far side. There was a Wolf in the zone on the far side there. 11.4 seconds to go in the period. 53 seconds on the power play. Here's Maltby on the draw. He'll kick it into the Elgin zone. Dilgy couldn't collect a loose puck. Elgin will throw it down. That'll do it for the period. Schaus leaves it for Kroll. His Clear attempt, just a minute here, Elgin. Filgy with a long pass. Now some words between Mulpey and McGregor. The referees will break that up quickly. Waterloo will make their way to the bench. So Elgin with a dominant second period here. 3 goals scored. They'll take a 3-0 lead into the third period here. We'll be back in a few minutes with that period.